Hi, hello, and welcome everyone to the first episode of yet another running podcast. I still can't believe this is happening. We can't believe this is happening. I am RunnerBoi, a guy who occasionally makes documentaries, and joined with me are the two other hosts, not co-hosts, all in this together, all represent this podcast evenly, which is Jumpman and Adam Jansen. Adam, you can go first and introduce yourself, what you do, who you are, and how you're feeling.
Well, yeah, it's Adam Jansen to start off with because it is a Dutch surname, just to get that out there. But yeah, I make distance running content, focus on the distance running niche, doing analysis on like post-race reactions, this sort of stuff, and also talking about current events in the sport, whatever controversy is going on.
All right, I'm Jumpman. You already know what I do. No, I make YouTube videos. I stole the idea from Total Running Productions. I discuss everything in track, not just distance. And yeah, just all started from trying to get in the sport in 2020 and trying to grow it.
Hell yeah. All right. Yeah, we're going to try and do this. I mean, we're going to, like, during the season, we're going to try and do every week. I think post-track season and during that weird middle ground where it's just kind of like road races and like high school cross country or whatever, may not do it as often. Maybe we'll do like content pieces instead, just like, I don't know, random tier lists or just goofy collaborative projects in between. But nevertheless, expect us to try and do stuff at least once every 2 weeks. Maybe not every week if there's not something crazy going on or if there's not anything, like crazy to talk about during that time frame. But nevertheless, we're going to try and make this a thing. It's been a logistical nightmare to even get this set up, so we're kind of just rolling with the punches for now. But
can we get what time it is for everyone right now?
Yeah.
Announce that, please?
Yeah, Jamie, pull up the times for...
Yeah, it's currently 4 p.m. for me, so I'm chilling. I'm doing well.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. for me.
Difficult. These two guys, though.
He lagged out there, but he... what'd you say at 12? What time is it for you? 12:30? Or what, is it 1 a.m. or 12 a.m.?
No, it's 12. It's 12 on the dot. So or 12:02.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first things first. I think we should start off this podcast with something just as great. Maybe not as great as the first episode, but that is the sub 2 hour.
Almost there.
Yeah, just almost as good as this first episode, which is the sub 2 hour marathon. Well, double sub 2 hour marathon in London. I think it would be, an underestimation to say that we are still in shock from that. I actually haven't told you guys this yet. I cried when I watched it live. Oh,
really?
I actually cried. Which is funny because that's like the only other time I think I cried watching a race was when Kipchoge broke 2 during Ineos. Like I woke up at 4 a.m. to like watch it briefly, like the last 20 minutes, and I like teared up a little watching it.
Dude, I don't want to sound insincere, but me and Adam had the absolute opposite reaction while watching because he messaged me that same day, and obviously this was my first marathon.
Yeah,
and
that's the thing that's funny.
Yeah, so we sat down. We joined at like, I don't know, 30 minutes in, and honestly, watching the replay was actually a little different to what I felt during the live broadcast, but it was a lot more. They weren't showing the men's much at all, so we were getting small glimpses, and we were kind of getting annoyed. It's like, we want to watch the men's. We saw the splits were really quick, and then I don't know if we saw the commentators were downplaying it. They're like, we don't know if the splits are wrong. These splits are wrong. So we were like, oh look, they're bugging the splits. The race isn't that fast. What is even going on? And then it just was like, is it honed in fast and fast? And we were just like, we were getting hysterical. Like, we're like, it's really this fast?
Left.
Yeah, they did a pretty, like, the commentators also really undersold the race. Like, even after it happened, I feel like they weren't as amazed as they should have been, or like as emotional as they should have been. Like they were I think they were more so like they may have just been as caught off guard as a lot of us were, because I think
they were.
I think the splits just did a disservice into how like fast those two were actually running. But
No, like the thing that confused me, I saw the flow track splits at the halfway point, and it was like 1 hour 30 or something. So I was like, oh, okay, course record seems like a possibility.
Yeah.
So I think when I was seeing like the 1 hour 45 minute mark, I was thinking like, surely they've messed up something, because there's no way they've just dropped like, well, it ended up being a 59-minute half marathon at the end. maybe that was the same thing for the commentators as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just really, like, I've always been someone who just loves records. It's my favorite thing to talk about in track and field, like, ever. I love doing, like, I haven't done a world records progression video in quite a while, but I love just the concept of pushing your body. Like, more so, I think it's just like the pinnacle of human achievement. Like, it's so raw. Like, how fast can you physically go in X event? Like, I think it's just such a fascinating progression and storyline to look at, because almost all of them have such a rich history and have these really conveniently epic barriers to break, like how the marathon has the 2-hour barrier, the 5K at one point had the 13-minute barrier, 10K 27-minute, like these really iconic barriers that took well over 100 years to break. And I think for the 2-hour one to come crumbling down was like that one in particular really hit me emotionally. Like, just to witness that was, I don't know. It was just something
I feel like
surreal.
that's almost the last great barrier in distance run, at least on the men's side.
Yeah.
Like,
It really was.
I mean, I guess you have like sub 140. Like I was saying, sub 140 in the 800 meter is under 100 seconds, but like that's not as intuitive. It doesn't have the same legacy that Kipchoge gave the sub 2-hour marathon. Like, yeah, it was a weird feeling, because I mean, obviously I was super excited about it, but I was also thinking, like, is that just it? Have we just completed the marathon at this point? Because 158, if it happens, like, it's gonna be incredible. But sub 2 hours is kind of, it almost feels like the peak of the hype.
Yeah, no, it went beyond just the track space. Like, it was on every.
Yeah.
It was hitting the news in every country. I mean, listen, the views from our videos collectively,
I thought my video did well.
Yeah. No, it just blew up. It took off. There was like people who like didn't understand track. A lot of the comments were people like, "I've never run in my life. Who cares?" But then there were also a lot of people appreciated that had never run before. But it's just like it really drew a completely new audience.
Well, I was gonna say, you put the real test into just how hard it was when you ran your 600.
Yeah.
Dude, that was actually awesome.
How long did it take you to recover from that?
Oh, dude, I was actually. It felt like my head was pulsing. Like I do no cardio. I have the heart of a newborn baby. Like when it comes to doing running past 300 meters. But no, I was on the ground for like a good minute 30. I mean, yeah, Kaylin had to cross because she was filming me from the start line. She had to come all the way across, walking across the field, and then started recording me when I was still on the ground. Yeah. So she strolled over to me and I was still on the ground. No, that was tough. Although I will say I did look rather smooth. The sprint speed made it look easy, but it was bloody hard.
No, that's sick.
I'm curious. There's maybe I'm derailing a little bit, but do we think we'll see? Because obviously there's a lot of talk about the conditions in London, and Salway says that he thinks 158 is possible. So I'm kind of in two minds about it. I want to be an optimist. Yeah, because obviously London isn't. I mean, it's a fast course, but it's not the fastest if you compare it to Chicago, Berlin, and Valencia. So the conditions were great in London, but we can see that in the other marathons as well. And do we think then that when they're able to like really let it rip on a super fast course and also not have strong negative splits, do we think we'll see like a, maybe if not a 158 immediately, at least like a 159 low, so like 159.10, 159.15.
159 low, I can definitely believe at like Chicago or Valencia, especially with the right field. I think like if you just put everyone in one race, like I feel like we really haven't seen just every single crusher in one race, partially because when you have that many crushers in one race, some of those crushers feel like disincentivized to kind of, relinquish their chance at winning like a major prize pool. Because, obviously people want to race against the best. They do still have that pride in doing so. But if you put all of them together, all of a sudden, like the EV of getting that first place cash is like not as good. Like they'd rather just kind of wait and do like maybe like Barcelona or, some other major where there's not as many crushers. But in an ideal world where you just put every good like giga crusher in the marathon, I think your likelihood of having a race like that would be greater, and maybe even seeing someone new go under 2, like now that we've seen 2 people do it. Also, could we just acknowledge Kajelcha before we move on from this? Because What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, what the fuck? Just like,
I'm so curious to see what he's gonna run next.
yeah,
Like,
I've never been more curious about a runner in my life than Kinjelcha now.
like, do you reckon? Because I mean, he's always been a beast at like every single distance he's touched, but like that's by far his best mark. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I
unquestionably.
know if you go by World Athletics points, yeah, like it's not the same World Athletics points wise, but I feel legacy wise, it's like if no, it's like if Michael Johnson went. I mean, okay, that's a bad example because he set before Usain Bolt's record. It's like if a 200, 400 guy went down and just beat Usain Bolt's 100-meter record in his first attempt. I feel like legacy wise.
I kind of see.
Yeah, I mean that's
I kinda see
basically
you're
what
saying.
Bolt did actually. He literally went from 200 silver place to just like destroying the world record. So that's what it was. But I mean, I guess that speaks about his potential, right? Like he's that type of athlete. Like he's gone up a distance. Maybe he will be the guy. Maybe instead of lights on Sawa,
I
but
mean-
maybe it'll be Kajelcha.
Yeah, seems like speed
Sawa's
kills.
had 4 marathons to get good. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, Kajelcha was a miler too, so like speed kills. Like people are starting to realize.
Yeah.
Asefa was an 800-meter runner. Not the greatest 800-meter runner to be fair, but it is kind of crazy that like some of these middle distance runners who they weren't just like middle distance temporarily. Like that was kind of their shtick for a while, and all of a sudden they're just they train like these aerobic monsters, and all of a sudden they just have the anaerobic capacity and the aerobic capacity to just like do whatever they want, basically.
Yeah. I think Steve Magnus was saying something that, well, he reckons the super shoes are improving running economy in a way that particularly suits the speedsters who wouldn't have the natural efficiency to be able to maintain excel at the marathon distance. But now the super shoes compensate for that, so they had the natural springiness of being a fast runner on top of also good running economy.
Yeah.
Which I think's an interesting idea. But yeah, I think if Kajelcha is able to reproduce a similar time in his next marathon, then he is probably the most talented runner ever. Because I would still give it to Kiptum, but I mean, you can't really beat debuting 159 and then following up with a similar performance,
Yeah, combined with just the raw range he has too.
Yeah.
I can't recall what are the ages of Sawa and Kajelcha.
Kajelcha is not that old.
Sawa is 29.
And Sawa is still in his 20s too.
Kajelcha's like 27, 28.
Yeah, Kajelcha's got plenty of time. He's got a lot of his career left.
Yeah, they really got like 7, 8 years in the tank.
Dude, it feels like Kajelcha's been
In
around
terms of
forever.
peak, anyway.
Because the thing with Kiplimo as well, I think he's going under the radar because he didn't have the Pro Evo 3s. And like, he ran, 2 hours, 27 seconds? And if we take the rough metric of, 1 minute off the other super shoes that the Adidas Pros give you, he's also running he's comfortably sub 2.
You think it's a minute?
Potentially challenging for the win as well. Well, that's what the studies say, right? But like, what the main headline figure you're seeing. But even if we half that down to 30 seconds, he's still going sub 2. And, I can imagine you'd push it a little bit more for that extra time.
Yeah, but it's not like he's ever going to be able to run in the Adidas anyway. So it's like he's running what he's running type of thing. And even then, to be that close behind, like what's that? That's been like 0.01% off your best. Let's say he was that much off. Next race he comes in and he's feeling that much better. He could be ahead. He could be up with those guys. I mean, he's right behind them.
Yeah. I mean, because Kiplimo's like 24 as well. Like this is why I was mentioning it, as in he's young.
Yeah.
Also, I was trying not to laugh when you said Adidas, because like I know like the.
Sorry.
No, I was talking about Jumpman mainly. I didn't notice when you said it for some reason, but when.
I switched.
Wait,
between
what is
I
it?
got flamed in one of my
Adidas?
videos as saying Nike.
I mean I don't know the actual. Is it not just like where did Adidas originate from? What? Like, is there a proper
Germany, I think, right?
Oh, maybe you guys are.
my God.
Oh,
maybe,
yeah, like-
maybe you guys are saying it right. I don't know. Maybe it's just the American in me. Just like
Although, hold up though, Nike is an atrocity. That is bad.
that's
bro.
bad. That's
Have you heard?
Yeah, no, I always
That's
said
a
Nike.
rough-
I always said Nike though.
That's such
Is
a
that
gross
is that like,
And then I got
pronunciation.
flamed.
UK?
Yeah, that's like a Brit bong saying.
Yeah, I always said Nike. I mean, I got flamed in the comments. I think for my Kip Yegon video when I was talking about like breaking forwards a setup.
It's like
And I got flamed so much for saying
Noike,
Nike instead of
Noik.
Nike. Yeah. Like that's how it's spelled. Nike. What you like? If you want to spell it Nike, then do double E at the end.
Yeah,
No,
I mean
no,
the spelling like phonetically, it does make more sense, but like I mean, that's how they pronounce it. So I'm just, and I think it sounds, honestly, I think Nike sounds sexier. Like, I think Nike just,
No, I agree.
I don't know.
But on Kajelcha as well, I think like part of the reason he might excel specifically in the roads is like, I mean, I'm gonna like look back at a lot of his races now and like break this down into a video. But I think he's always been like a front runner basically, or like a dog at the front. I mean, I think Paris 24 is the best example where like it was a super fast race. I think the Ethiopians were teaming up to try and wear everyone out. And then it was kind of in like the last, I think it was 20 minutes in, no one was really going for it. And Kajelcha was the guy to take the front. And that type of behavior normally gets punished in the track, especially these days where everyone's so good. Whereas in the roads, that's exactly what you need. I mean, his half marathon world record, he was just gunning for it the whole time. And I think that's going to serve him really well in the marathon as well.
Yeah, it's a good point. And like, I feel like Ethiopian running in general, I feel like in terms of, I don't know, I feel like in terms of time, like maximizing time potential, I've always felt like Ethiopians kind of had that slight edge because, you know, you just look at the best runners. You look at Tirnish Dababa. You look at Segei. Like, despite how insanely reckless she runs, her range is impeccable. It's like nearly one of a kind. You look at, there's Bekele, Gebrselassie. Like, they are considered more or less the goats of their respective distances or niche or whatever you want to call it. Like, I've always felt like Ethiopians in particular had that very slight edge, but strategically, they, like, at least in recent times, they've been so all over the place. So I think the roads are like starting to become more suited for them just because they can kind of utilize their aerobic engine to their maximal potential because they have a lot more time to kind of take advantage of it. Whereas in track, it's a lot more fickle. It's more technical in terms of like the racing strategies. And yeah, I'm excited because I'm a big fan of Ethiopian running. Like, I've read, there's a great book on Ethiopian running. I'll share like a screenshot of the book or whatever. It's like an anthropological study or like whatever, where this guy stays over for like 3 months or like 3 to 6, maybe, or no, it's a lot longer. And he like really goes into detail just how these people train and how unique it is and whatever. So I just have like a big respect for Ethiopian running. But yeah, I'm excited. But one last thing I want to talk about before we move on from this. I know I said I was going to say that with Kajelcha, but let's just get this one out of the way. For the people in Adam's comment section, the people in Jumpman's comment sections who are saying, it's the drugs, it's the whatever. No shit. We're all aware. Let's just get that out of the way. We are all aware that it's very, very likely that they're taking drugs. But let's also clarify that while we understand that it doesn't, we don't think it takes away from just how phenomenal and emphatic and beautiful like these performances actually are still. Like, we, you know, like it's still, I think the moment you relegate these races to just drugs and how people respond to drugs and whatever, I think that's a very reductionist way of looking at it, and it's not even a correct way to look at it. And I think we should still try to celebrate these times while acknowledging that there are probably some performance enhancing drugs behind it still.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is drugs have followed every era, so it is what it is. You know, it's I guess it's kind of just an unfortunate part of the sport.
Yeah, still a beautiful time.
I think every elite sport, to be honest.
Yeah, and like,
yeah, that's true. People don't talk about it. NFL, NBA, I mean, baseball. Like, come on, there was the whole like steroid era, all on drugs, all doing crazy shit, and like, I mean, people just don't talk about it. People don't really care. But like, guys are recovering from Achilles strains and come back to the or Achilles tears, come back to the best in like months. That's not normal.
That's not normal. Yeah. I think it's a hard look, and listen, I get it. It's a hard thing to teeter between, where it's like you acknowledge that athletes likely take drugs, but also still think the performances are beautiful and amazing to watch. I get that's a very hard thing to balance. Let me say that it is possible. It's a weird thing to balance, but when you do, it does make the sport a lot more enjoyable and realistic to watch at the same time. But again, it's a very, because like, it's a difficult transition to kind of pivot into that mindset. But when you do, it does, you know, allow you to look at things honestly, but still look at it as like, oh my God, this performance, like, you know, like I said, I fucking cried after watching that marathon, like the sub 2 marathon in London. And like in the back of my head, I still know that it's likely drugs, but you know, I get that it's just a part of the sport. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think as well, because I've gone through like in the last sort of year or so. Because if you asked me about this a year ago, like I wouldn't have said that everyone's on drugs. That wouldn't have been my position. Because like if you look back at the history of my channel, when you had some crazy performances, I would do like a breakdown of whether I think this person's like hopped on a cycle or something. Like Azadine Habs being the most recent example. And I've kept those videos up because that's something I've done in my channel. I don't want to like, I guess, erase that. But I look back at that now and think it's kind of just it's making an individual issue out of a structural issue, which is why I've stopped doing that style of that style of video. Also, like when I realized, at least when I was convinced that most of the top guys are on something, it allowed me to enjoy the sport more in a way because I wasn't worrying about whether these guys are on drugs and worrying about whether I could like view a performance as legitimate, because it's just a constant, like, it's a given, okay, fine. But as you say, it doesn't take away from the performance. So you're not speculating about whether I can be impressed by this or not. You just are impressed regardless. You know, the drugs become a mere side point, which is part of the reason I also don't mention it in my videos, because it's like, it's not really a concern for me. And also to explain why it's not a concern for me requires me to go into a deep spiel about like why I believe most of the top guys are on drugs, and
yeah,
that's
exactly.
going to be qualification. Because for every person that says they're obviously on drugs, there's 10 other people who say, you're just jealous, you don't understand it, there's no evidence, blah blah blah.
Dude, I got called an incel before for having that. Under my Salzar video, someone was like, "You're just an incel who can't fathom people are faster than you," and it's like, dude, I would get fucking murked by Jane Hedengren. Like, I'm aware people are better than me at the sport. Like, I don't care about the fact that people are better at the sport than me. But like the fact that people think it's like mutually exclusive, that like you're jealous and that's why you have that perspective, like that's just such a brain dead take. But anyways, I don't want this.
It is actually my perspective, to be fair. Like everyone who's slower than me doesn't work hard enough, but everyone who's faster than me is Andre.
Yeah, that's the only base take. But yeah, like I said, we just wanted to get that out of the way. So for the people in our comment section being like, anytime we talk about these topics and don't address the elephant in the room, we're aware and we don't think it's an elephant. Yeah. I think that's the main shtick. We don't think it's an elephant. We know. So don't think that like you're some investigative genius for thinking, for going to someone's World Athletics page and be like, guys, look at this 3-minute gap between their like, you're not. I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to be mean, but you're not that.
Actually, is it? Has it actually come up a lot in your guys' comment sections? Because I feel like I've ignored
mine not as much.
So much. Like I think I've mentioned it
Adam's
once in like a video.
Adam's channel,
Adam's,
So in most of my stuff it hasn't, but in my most recent video on like the sub 2-hour marathon iceberg, loads of comments about it. And to be fair, like the general response to the video was still super positive. But like, I got a lot of people saying like,
that's the Gen Pop coming in
one comment which
who is stupid. Like it's like. Yeah, that is the new people. They're unaware. They don't know how the sport works. People who've been watching track and field for a long time aren't commenting, it's the drugs. It's It's like,
well, they are.
Large majority. Yeah, okay, they are. But a large
especially on
majority
Instagram,
of fans,
dude. Instagram's bad. You go to like an Instagram post of like any Kenyan or like Ethiopian runner, like doing well. Any East African runner that does well, it's bad. Especially on like cities or Tracksta, especially.
You go to any post of a woman on Instagram and it's bad, okay? Instagram's just a bad place.
That is true. Or it's just racism.
Yeah.
True.
But
real.
Normally I don't care if someone's like, they're obviously doping, whatever. Like, I kind of ignore that. But I got a lot of comments on my most recent one. And on top of that, I got people saying, it's disingenuous, it's malpractice, it's beyond delusional. Like, I know the topic, okay? I'm not coping. I'm not omitting anything. It's like...
Yeah, they're trying to talk to me like I haven't spent hundreds of hours fucking researching this topic. I have actually... I'll talk about...
you haven't done a spreadsheet on every single doping ban in track and field.
That is... I did private that spreadsheet, but I'll talk about that later.
You can cut it out. Sorry.
Oh no. I'm saying that for like people in general because I did get a couple comments being like, "Why'd you take down the doping video or like the spreadsheet video?" I'll explain it another
Pharma.
Yeah. I got death threats from World Athletics.
Salazar called up your number. Nike.
Yeah, Nike executives were like, we don't want this information out there. Yeah, come on, dude. But anyways, let's start talking about something else, like World Relays, which I actually didn't watch much. I'm gonna be honest. Jumpman, you probably know.
I didn't watch it. I watched the Jumpman video.
Jumpman, you know way more about this than me.
I mean, that's pretty much what happened, isn't it? It's just what happened on the Jumpman video. No, I mean, honestly, the world. I mean, a lot of teams just didn't send their best. Sorry, a lot of teams. Jamaica and USA didn't send their best, and that took away from the event a little bit. And watching it was really exciting. I think on like the first day was the highlight of Tobago catching up to everyone. And now, have you actually? I mean, this is getting a little ahead of ourselves talking about the Diamond League 100 meter coming up. Have you seen the 100 meter lineup for the Diamond League in Shanghai? I linked it down below in Diamond League hope/predictions. It's like a 100 meter start. It's linked there if you can open it.
All right, so I have it pulled up here. The Shanghai men's 100 meter lineup. We got Kashane, Teboho, Kenny, Christian Coleman. This is actually a solid. Wow. For where's this at again? Oh, Shanghai.
Yeah, really good video.
This is a pretty. It's first Diamond League.
Honestly, this is a pretty good lineup for a first Diamond League.
Dude, it's the only lineup announced so far.
Wait, really? They haven't announced any other events?
Nah, couldn't get
They've
anything.
announced like one person in the event. Like Kipyegon's running the 5K. That's all we know.
That's so weird. How does that even work? How can you only announce like specific people in an event, but then not like have the start list as a whole? Like how does I don't even understand that.
This is what I mean. Like I can understand it for some of the random meets that like they're in the middle of October, but like the Diamond League, I feel like they should know. I mean, okay, either they don't know who's running a week before the event, which seems a bit odd, or they know and they're just not telling us.
Yeah,
you know,
that's like
unacceptable. All athletes in their contract should have they announce their races like 2 weeks beforehand. Like, I don't understand. What type of sport are we running here, bro? I find out who's running the day before. I see the lineup hours before the race. Yeah. I like the sport, man. Let me see this shit. Also, let me buy the damn athletic kits. I want to buy a Botswana jersey, man. I want to buy a Jamaica jersey.
Honestly, that would go hard. I would actually buy a Botswana jersey.
Would go hard right now as well.
Yeah, honestly, big shout out to
okay, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something controversial. Of all the bad things Grand Slam track has done, one thing they did really well was that they announced their fields well in advance. So you could get excited about who's racing when and like matchups to look forward to. Like, that is one thing I will give them. That they did.
I think it's fair.
On Twitter, I saw Grand Slam track nostalgia.
What?
Wasn't there a no context track thing where it was like a Grand Slam track hoodie in a charity shop or something?
Oh yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah, there was.
That's so funny.
That's amazing. That's probably one of my favorite.
That's poetry. If that's not art, I don't know what is.
Yeah, a picture speaks 1,000 words.
I mean, it's funny, you know. It's all like dead and gone now, and whatever. Maybe it'll come back if he somehow gets out of debt or makes a deal. But they come out. Okay, but no, but
it will return for 2026.
It was really nice to have these meets scheduled, to have them happen, or 3 times out of 4, and have the lineups announced. And it was hype, man. Like, we were streaming, making the videos. The lineups were good week to week. Like, RunnerBoi, you were like an advocate of complaining about the athletes having to double up in another event that they're not as great at. But, looking back, god damn, those were exciting. Michael Johnson was onto something.
I still didn't like it.
I think half of them were good, half of them weren't. Because half of it was like, you had one Yoni in the 1500 meter. That was great. But then you also had like, what was it? You had like the 400 guys running a mediocre 200 meter. It's like, we really need to see that,
Yeah, but then like half the argument of track is like we shouldn't care so much about world records. We need to focus more on the race. And here they were, and then people were complaining about the matchups. I don't know. I think
that's the problem though.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
These ideas where you have to like shift the narrative completely is where a lot of these people get lost. It's like, we should only focus on racing, or the Diamond League, we should only focus on wavelights. It's like is there no such thing as balance? Like like the way Seb Coe fetishizes wavelights is like, I wish a woman loved me that much as Seb Coe loves wavelights. Like, he wants them in. I remember the article. He's like, I basically want these in like every meet. This is the best technology I've ever seen. And it's like, dude, there's patents out there where people came up with this idea like 50 plus years ago. I found shit on like Google patents, like these super niche patents of like the concept of wavelights. Like this has been around forever now. Like, I don't understand how people think it's so interesting, or at least like Seb Coe thinks it's so interesting that we need it in every single like race 800 meters and up. Sometimes they're in 400-meter races I've seen.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, yeah, when like maybe in like European indoors they were, but that was more like a crowd thing apparently, as opposed to for the athletes.
Still, like,
all right.
I will just never understand the direction or like the executive decisions World Athletics has at times. Like, I would love to be a fly on the wall during their meetings.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be a fly on the wall. I would love to just say something to be like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, every 10 seconds they try to mention something.
Hey, they need to get us.
Honestly, I just want to be on their payroll and be in there.
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Get a no useless job. Executive deputy head of sales and marketing. Dude,
I don't think they have the funds to even fucking pay anyone else. I'm gonna be honest, man. They've been in the red for like, I don't know how many years. I think overall in the like since their financials have been public, they're like $15-20 million, like $15 million in the red or something. I forget the exact number. I posted it before, but I mean, if they said
15-20.
If they wanted to hire people like us, like they'd be paying us, I don't know. Listen, as long as they give me benefits, I guess I won't complain too much.
They'd be paying us more than what we earn. You know, come on, let's be. Let's not joke around here.
Well, okay, at the moment, for me, probably because I haven't uploaded in like 6 months, but that's besides the point.
You're the only person who that actually doesn't apply for.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I mean, I'm still like realistically year to year, like minimum wage. Like, how would if that's why they're paying their World Athletics employees that much, then maybe that's why it's so shit. It all makes sense. You could have just told me. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I just as well. I mean, like me and RunnerBoi were talking about this quite a lot. Like, World Ultimates is such a weird thing. Like, I'm obviously excited to see, okay, big prize money, great. You know, top championship, great. You know, in an off season, okay, I can understand that, but why are they trying to build a slightly weird championships like from the ground up, putting all of that money into it instead of just trying to improve the Diamond League? Like, I don't think we need to have a championship every year. I think an off year every 4 years is fine because A, it allows some of the athletes to rest, and B, you can turn that into like a world record year. Like, this is the year where everyone can go for world records because they're not worried about.
That's pretty much what's happening too, which is bloody awesome so far.
Yeah, and exactly. But like, you should put more. I feel like we should take the 10 million or however much they're investing into the World Ultimates and just put that into the Diamond League. Get good prize money for the Diamond League.
Don't they hate each other?
What World Athletics in the Diamond League?
I thought they weren't like, I don't know. Then aren't they like not tied together? Like they're just separate entities?
No, they're very much tied together.
Oh, okay. Oh, listen, I've no clue that like.
I'm pretty sure like Diamond League is like in their financials.
World Athletics owns the Diamond League, but it's sponsored. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd no clue, man. I just watched this shit. Like truly.
I'm a bit fuzzy on the details as well, but like, yeah, I don't know, like, because I mean, everyone's always been complaining about the prize money in the Diamond League being so awful. So like, if you're able to pay 150K, I think it was for gold medalists, just I'm sure they have enough money to just transfer that into a Diamond League. We have 50K for each event or something, and then you get put on a 100K world record bonus.
Why don't we just have a world championship every year? Why do we have off years to begin with? Why don't we just have a world championship every year? I didn't really understand that ever.
I mean, that's
like
another option as well.
Like, what is this concept of having an off year?
I'm not against an off year, but
I don't know. I think almost every sport has some sort of big event every year.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
I mean, you think
like, why are we?
could you imagine if the NFL or NBA didn't have a championship one year?
Yeah, it's
Just
like,
like
we're not having a Super Bowl this year. Everyone's like, what? Everyone would freak out if you just didn't have a Super Bowl one year.
that's true. I mean, maybe track is a little
Or, like,
different because
Champions
it's
League in
like
football.
world records are like, I don't know, the most exciting things. Like, yeah, the world title. Well, actually, I guess it depends. What is more exciting, a world record, or when everyone lines up for a world title? Like, you could advocate for both, but I guess the fact that you can advocate for both means that we're a weird sport and an off season work or an off year works, because having like a world record year where the Diamond League money's just doubled, and pushes the idea of like, oh yeah, world record bonus. Like,
That's the
that
thing,
could
though.
easily
What's
work
this
and
like?
be really cool.
Yeah,
It just
feel
seems
like
so
could work.
logistically inconsistent, though. Like, why not just have a formula that we could just churn out year after year instead of like, I don't know. It just seems like they're like, I mean, how old is World Athletics at this point, or the IAAF, that they're still just doing these weird experiments over and over again? Like, I've came up with, well, I
World
think
treadmill championships.
like it's all Band-Aid marketing. Like, I came up with this term. Well, I found out it's like a very niche term, but I came up with it the one day. Like, it's called Band-Aid marketing. I've kind of coined it, where they come up with these really loose concepts and kind of they're just very loosely put together concepts that are meant to grow the sport or like fix certain things, but in reality they're not these like systematic overhauls that the sport actually needs, or doing it in a way where they take stuff that already works and tweaking it to perfection. They just they try to come up with like new things altogether. And I feel like if you're a business that's been around for as long as you are, like, you should know not to do something like that. Like, you should have an idea of what works, and that you shouldn't be trying these or announcing these ridiculous concepts like the World Treadmill Championships or this World Ultimate Championships, or pivoting from the IAAF Golden League, which was a fantastic concept, and then just saying, nope, we surrender to Chinese overlord Wanda. Let's start paying athletes less, even though it's sponsored by a multinational conglomerate overlord that gets billions of dollars in revenue. But we could somehow, but we're only going to pay athletes, $5,000 for running 12:45 in a fucking 5K. That's the much better alternative. The IAAF Golden League, $1 million jackpots. Nope, forget about it. We're gonna barely cover your flights instead.
That's
As a fun fact as well,
pitiful.
Yeah.
like with I found out, I put this on like our collective chat together. So the Diamond League, the Golden League had their $1 million jackpot, which is in the form of like an amount of gold bars equivalent to that value. The Diamond League were originally going to give so the jackpot was only for like it was across all events, so everyone could compete for that single jackpot. The Diamond League were going to give the overall series winner of each individual event like a 4-carat diamond worth about 80 grand. That was the initial plan, if you look at the articles in 2010, and then they just didn't do it. They just paid guys 40 grand in cash.
That sounds about right.
And then they lowered that 40 grand in cash down to 30K for winning the Diamond League final in 2017. So
and then you adjust for inflation.
Not
it's
only,
like, what is happening?
Yeah, exactly. This is, and I did that in the iceberg video. It's 30% less. I think the Diamond League needs to pay like 23 grand in order to be the same as what it was in 2010. It was something super crazy.
It's bad.
And that's to win. That's if you're winning best of the best.
Track athletes earn fuck all, man. And you really where does the money actually come from if you're like a pro track athlete? Because like in basketball, there's shoe sales, and in baseball and in any sport, there's like jersey sales. What can an athlete like sell? What if Puma sponsors these athletes, what can they sell besides the spikes? And like it's not like everyone's doing track. Why aren't they doing something about that? Why don't we have like sick uniforms we can buy year to year? Like I swear that would actually sell. People like running is booming, and there's no way runners aren't going to be wearing like a Usain Bolt top. Like who cares if he's a 100-meter sprinter? It's a great workout singlet, and it's bloody Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And also the country singlets.
very-
I don't know. I'm pushing this idea hardcore. Just sell the country singlets. Give me a country singlet.
Okay, between
Imagine releasing that before the Olympics.
So I actually do know someone who knows a guy who sells like, I don't even know if I should be saying this. I mean, it's not like this person's public, but I do know a guy who knows a guy that sells like bootleg or like kind of official like singlets from like certain countries. Like you can get like an Ethiopia or like a Kenya singlet for like $40 off of like some dude from like some country, and they look sick. Like the quality I heard is really good. I gotta get one someday. I would love an Ethiopian singlet, but there are people who do it, but not through the most like legal channels.
I think that's
fair, I did see
absolutely
Ethiopian
the lowest
singlets,
hanging
so-
fruit, though. You did?
Yeah.
Where?
At my old workplace, like as in one of the running stores, right? Like they did sell Ethiopia jerseys. I don't think they were very popular because they also sold. I think was this around the Olympics? Because they definitely sold like the Adidas like GB kit or whatever it was. I remember they just had Ethiopian singlets lying about. They didn't look super good from my memory, but it was a long time ago.
I think I might have missed the
I don't know
mark
how
selling an
popular.
Ethiopian singlet in the UK. Like,
Yeah, like
Maybe-
only hardcore guys are gonna be into that.
yeah, exactly. I did see. I actually did.
Fair enough.
I did see a Kenya singlet when I was in Dunedin studying. So I have seen one around, but like I've looked multiple times to get some. I think you did link me a website, RunnerBoi, where you could, or maybe it was you, Adam, where you can look at the singlets and buy them online, but they were just like ridiculous prices, $250 to $300, because they weren't like replicas or whatever. It was like gear that athletes were selling, or like had gotten rid of.
Okay, yeah.
All right, do we want to talk about speed? I kind of want to talk
Wait,
about speed.
hold on. Okay, we can talk about speed, but I just want to say
go on.
we got completely off track from World Relays and didn't talk about a single thing. But that's besides the point.
Hey, that's gonna happen. It's gonna
Yeah.
happen. We just complain about the Diamond League. That's really what we want to do.
Honestly, I mean, that's what you need to put down for day one. We need to talk about doping, and we need to talk about how shit World Athletics is, and then never even be, invited into get any accreditation as media. into
I
any
like
event
it.
ever.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Let me.
I'm trying to get Diamond League accreditation, but that's another story.
All right, let's see it.
About the race to
I lost my
Bogo.
cool.
Let's see who wins.
Speed better than That's quite awkward, to be fair.
Classic.
Still to not catch him. Yeah, but to not
but, like,
catch him,
he's not
bro,
gonna-
that's
But he's not gonna go
embarrassing.
like, ooh.
I was
wow,
gonna
is
say
he?
it
Like,
looked like he was kind of slacking. Also, I wouldn't even put it past Taboho if it was intentional.
Yeah, I saw some comments saying that was like he was just being a gentleman, this sort of stuff. you know?
Yeah, because like, why would he even?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but then
like,
when
imagine
Noah
if Taboho got
Lyles
injured
almost
before that.
loses, Noah Lyles wash, he's a cornball, he sucks. But Tabogo, oh, he's so
that's
humble
just
and
awesome.
brilliant. It's true, that's it.
I
No,
bet.
no, I mean,
I bet if
I
Noah Lyles
wasn't
didn't
saying
like
Noah Lyles
anime,
sucked, but yeah.
he wouldn't be called a cornball. That's
Nah,
but
that
he
is
is
just,
just
that's
a
my
legend.
take. Yeah, yeah. I guess. Well, League's not as bad, but like, I don't know. It's weird too, because like, I feel like anime's more popular than ever, isn't it? Like, and this is coming from someone who doesn't watch anime. Isn't it like cool to watch anime nowadays? Whereas like 10 years ago, it really wasn't. Like you'd get like bullied
I
if you
think
said you
compared to
watched
10
anime.
years ago, it's much better.
Yeah, way better.
Yeah.
Okay, cool is a social construct, but no, it's anime's extremely popular now. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah. All right.
I would say cool is a little bit far, but like it's much more normal. And to be fair, like if you meet someone who watches anime, like they'll get excited about it very easily.
Yeah. All right, and then this one.
I
This is
don't
the
watch
triple
anime.
jump one. I think I did see this one actually. I was a little confused at what they were doing at first, but
Yeah, it was just a bound competition, and Telefon can bound properly, and then the speed is, I mean, I wouldn't call him uncoordinated, but he's
like,
uncoordinated at
ranges
this.
there.
Yeah, he does, but he doesn't know what he's
He-
doing.
He's like an explosive guy though, isn't he? Like it's based off what we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the arms are actually hard to explode.
so how many jumps is this?
Nah, that was more than 5 steps. That was
It
6
doesn't
steps.
matter. It's just what
That
the
was
best part
6.
is watching him do it
Am I tripping?
because he
or that was
sucks.
6? That was 6.
To be fair, he is actually jacked.
Nah,
You
nah,
are
nah.
right.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I mean,
He's
bro.
put on a good
Yeah.
amount of muscle in the
sorry,
last
that
couple
was
of
6.
years.
Listen.
Nah, because I
listen,
remember him as being
once you
like
do 5
skinny,
steps,
but like you
gotta-
could see he has the natural genes.
You gotta stop.
Yeah, he's very athletic. Like he
You
could do
gotta stick it.
backflips
You
and
gotta
shit.
stick it.
But now he's just like straight up jacked. Fair play.
All right.
Bro, this is what I'm doing. When I'm editing videos, when I'm writing scripts, I got speed on in the background, you know?
That's the most zoomer thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't actually watch speed. Or streams for that matter.
Shit. Okay.
Do
I
you
gotta
spam
beat that.
W's in the chat?
Damn right I do.
All right, wait. Oh, did she do
Every
it
time he
twice? Did
barks,
he
I
even
wolf
go
with
yet?
him. No, he's gone.
Oh yeah, I can beat that. I think I'm
YouTube
gonna beat
short.
that.
This is pretty long.
I think I'm gonna beat that. Here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say for a YouTube short, this is for the average speed clip. I'm surprised this is like a minute.
I'm gonna do her
Yeah,
technique.
this is like 5 speed clips into one.
Oh my
He's
god.
really
go.
prepared.
There, yeah.
Like a gazelle. To be fair,
Okay, honestly,
acting
he
like
kind
you
he
could do
kind of
it
got
better.
going in those last couple, but I think that's what took him out.
Also, go back real quick. Go back, like just to get a shot of him. He's wearing one of these singlets, isn't he?
Oh,
The
yeah.
Dominica singlet, I think it was.
Yeah,
Oh, that looks-
Dominica.
oh, that
'cause
looks
he- yeah.
sick.
Bro, why can Speed get those and me, a super mega fan, can't?
I don't know. You just don't know where to look. You don't have the plug.
Yeah, I don't travel across the world and versus people at bound competitions.
You're not on Alibaba trying to look for the bootleg singlets.
Emu.
Yeah, or team, yeah, or someone like that. And then we have, what is this, a relay race? Well, I don't know what is this one?
It's a relay race.
Oh, here we go.
He gets the banner in last next to some guy, and then he just gets absolutely boosted.
That's the national stadium in Jamaica, right?
How do we even see him?
Yeah, which is actually pretty.
Oh,
cool.
is this? Wait, is this?
Yeah.
He's the one. Yeah, he's the one coming like last. He gets just beat. I don't know, because the whole thing is like he beat Tobago. He's as fast as Laos. He could run a 10 something, and then the guy next to him was like an 11-1 runner, and he just got absolutely destroyed. So
Well, like Speed's always going to be the anchor as well, because like the whole reason they're doing this is probably because of him.
I love how
Yeah.
I love how seriously people take this stuff too. Extremely poor sportsmanship to throw your teammate under the bus. He will not be a great leader ever. Like, honey, it's not that deep.
it's because it's kids. It's because it's kids. I don't even know why we're featuring this bit, but we're
That's true.
Because we're down with the kids. You know, you
That's
gotta
not true.
appeal to. I mean,
These
my
kids
age
gotta
demographic,
learn.
right?
We can't just have them all on the internet giving these dog shit takes 24/7. They got to listen. If they're willing to post it publicly, we got to, listen, when I was on the internet, you got called way worse for saying some stupid stuff. So, when I was growing
Back
up.
in my day.
Yeah. I'm just here to say
What-
it's stupid.
You're like 32, right? 33?
Oh yeah, I'm in my 30s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard you have a kid.
Well,
Yeah, mortgage and 4 kids, right?
I don't pay for the kid, but that's besides the point. I feel like we forgot to talk about like the rest of World Relays because I actually wanted to talk about. Oh, I know you wanted to talk about the 4x1 from Tivoho and how people think he's like some sort of god for the way he hawked down a few people in the 4x1 heats.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't find any official splits, but you were saying how it's like not what it's chalked up to be, basically.
Ah, okay. You actually what you wanted me to talk about? I thought you were going to talk about like
No,
I don't know,
I'm curious-
the
I'm
lanes
curious
being
about
wrong
your-
first.
I mean, I know that happened, but I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about there. I feel like you have more to extrapolate on for the 4x like.
On Tobago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to bring up the do you want to bring up Jamie? Bring up the clip.
Yeah. 1 second. All right, let's take a look here.
He was quite far behind, to be fair. I'll give him that. That is a big deficit to make up.
He didn't do bad at all.
All right, we hardly saw the end of it there, but you know.
I know full screening was a
Take a
bad
look.
idea, but you get the idea.
Yeah, I don't know. He hawked down 2 guys, one being a Japanese runner, one being an athlete from the Netherlands, and then also PJ Austin. But I don't know. Online, you know, there were people talking like he's in, you know, because he's running in the Diamond League coming up. They're like, he's in 9/8 shape. He's in PB shape. He's looking fantastic. Like the reality is, he was hawking down a Japanese runner, no top end speed. Obviously, he's Japanese. Let's be real. He's a 10-1 guy, windy. The Netherlands guy had run a 10.25 last year, hadn't run 100. This was his season opener. And even Austin, or PJ Austin, who he made ground on, who, you know, USA won the race. He ran a 10.07 in like Kenya and then in Botswana. Like, that's elevation. Like, none of the, at this point in the year, none of these guys were quick. I don't know. We saw some That's really it. That's the point, I guess. Taboga's not as fit as he looked in that race. And even then, he got exposed in the 4x400 really bad, if you guys saw that.
What was his split exactly? Actually, I think I might have. Or no.
In the 4x4?
Or I only have
Well,
PEDs.
his split's still good.
Yeah, it was
43
still,
mid or something.
still pretty solid. I mean,
Oh,
listen,
yeah.
listen, altitude, yada yada. It's still an insane split either way. Because like I think altitude, I forget how much it adds for a 400. I know it helps for sure. Because I
It does
think
help a little
because
bit.
people do forget that this entire meet was done at altitude. I actually would have been pretty annoyed if the world record was broken in the 4x4 because, like I said, I'm someone who thinks altitude records should not be a thing, which I think applies for Christian Coleman. It applies for Bob Beeman when he did have the record.
Yes.
It applies. What other altitude records are there? It's Christian Coleman. I think the hurdles record too. I think the indoor hurdle record, the men's indoor 60 hurdles is
Really?
altitude as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I could be wrong on that, but I'm like almost positive. Yeah,
I mean, I think
altitude
it should
works.
be. I actually think 1,000 meters. Okay, we could let it slide. It definitely is helping, but I think anything above that, just be like, yeah, times with asterisks. I don't know how you'd mark it. Like almost just like an illegal time.
So
It's just not on the leaderboard. It's on the leaderboard with the windy times.
They mark altitude marks. It'll have like, or at least some, like in some sites they do, they'll have the letter like a capital A next to it to like signify that it's at altitude, but they don't.
That's only above like 2,000 meters, right?
I don't think is it 2000? I don't think it's 2000. Is it?
It's like New
it's
Mexico.
1,000.
Yeah, I thought
It's
it was.
like New
I thought it was
Mexico
1000.
altitude.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, it doesn't take like I mean, that's a good like 1,000 meters is still a good amount, but yeah, it gets pretty egregious when you start like New Mexico altitude or Nairobi or just other places where Omanyala can only run fast. No, I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, no offense to him.
Omanyala's-
I'm a big
On-
Omanyala fan, but I mean, come on now, like.
His World Athletics profile doesn't denote the fact that it's at altitude. It just says it's normal.
Yeah,
I
World
yeah,
Athletics
I don't
won't
know
do
where
it,
it
but
says
a lot of other like databases will signify them, like
the
Telastro.
fan databases, the
Well,
best ones.
I mean, Telastropaya, which for people who don't know is like the most deep statistic site to exist in track and field. It is paywalled, but I think for what you get, if you're like a big data nerd guy, I would say it's probably worth the price. I mean, I'm always someone who believes like data like this should be public, but I feel like the degree these people work, because I don't think it's many people, it might just be one person, honestly, who aggregates all of this data. I think it's fair to pay for it if you want access to this really niche data. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they always have like every specific scenario, like at altitude, no wind recorded. I know World Athletics does the no wind indicator symbol, NWI, I think it's. But yeah. Anyways, 6 splits. I don't think Pile, I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't think he's the secret, low 43 guy, or that he's gonna beat Van Niekerk's record out of the gate. Like, it's a ridiculous split, but splits are splits, and altitude's altitude.
Yeah.
Put the two together, and you still have a phenomenal runner, but not this, absolute world record crusher.
I can definitely agree with the sentiment that he's definitely going to have a breakout year based off the race. But yeah, no, he's not going to be the fastest 400 meter runner alive off an altitude split.
Yeah. All right. So apparently literal children are running faster than like we could ever imagine.
It's my bread and butter.
The 11-year-old running a 120 half marathon. I mean, I don't even know what to make of it. I'm too lazy to screen share it again. I'll just pull it up because we already know what it looks like. There's no video of it or whatever. At least, I mean, there might be somewhere, but
Like I've been finishing in 10
I mean,
seconds.
you guys. I mean, you guys want to start this one off? I don't really know what my take is on this, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a huge amount about the situation, but my gut reaction when I heard 11-year-old, right?
Yes,
Running
11, 120.
120. Yeah. Like, is that good for him? Like, I don't know. I don't know much about his training setup and stuff, but I feel like, especially for like a half marathon distance, an 11-year-old training for that with any sort of seriousness, just it like isn't that a well documented thing where you shouldn't like have kids training super long miles and stuff because it's just not good for their growth and their body and their bone structure and all of this. Like I know it's been debunked for weights, but I think it's still a thing for running, especially because of the overuse injuries you can get.
Yeah, for running, I don't know.
Oh,
For weight training, I know it's very overrated, or it's a big it's a big myth where it's people think it like inhibits growth or whatever. For running, I don't know. I've actually never looked into it for running in particular.
I mean, to be fair, like the kid said he felt great after the race, which fair enough. But I don't want to see the performance and then just go like, no, that's bad, it's unhealthy from or whatever, without really knowing the science behind it. But like, it is just
and the kid find his way here and then feels demoralized.
Yeah, I know Mary Decker back in like this, like when she was a child. I think she did. Was it a full marathon when she was like really young? Because she's probably one of the biggest prodigies the sport has ever had. And she was running either half, like she ran these pretty long distances at like, I want to say 11 or 12 years old. I'd have to look at the newspaper archives again. I have them somewhere on like an old SSD, but this isn't like a new concept, but she was someone who had like chronic shin splint issues when she was younger, like she was constantly injured. But I also think she just trained reckless in general, whereas I think kids now, they know how to train a lot more diligently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like I said, or like you said, Adam, it's just one of those things where if you don't know what is going on behind the scenes, I think it's a little too ambitious or presumptuous to be like, this isn't healthy, horrible parents, yada, yada, yada. For all we know, this could be like 80% of the kid's mileage. He just wanted to do a half marathon to just rip a half marathon because he just felt like doing one.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's training 70 miles a week or anything like that. Come on now.
Yeah.
And then there's that 14-year-old girl who ran 51:58, which is funny to say that it isn't that crazy when you realize that the year before she ran almost the same time. Like she would
51.6.
She would hawk us down. Like
she what was big for yourself.
Hawking us down assumes we'd be ahead of her to begin with.
That's true. I mean, she's actually building like a history now. Her and Melanie Doggett. Have you? I mean, I've said the name to you before.
Yeah, I think I know the name.
Yeah, I think Melanie Doggett just turned 15, but only a couple of weeks ago when she was still 14, she ran an 11:01 in the 100, and they compete against each other week to week. They verse each other in the 200 all the time. Daly, who ran the 51, 5, she beats Doggett nearly every race in the 200. But then, Doggett's got the like flat speed, and there was no wind reading in her 11:01, but it was like not a windy day at all. I reckon if they actually had the equipment down there, it was a completely legal 11:01 at 14.
Jesus,
and let's say it was a 3.0 wind. Like
that's like that's like an 11-2 like regardless. Yeah, as a literal child.
The scary thing is with those young kids running that fast too. It's like the argument's always been, they're peaking early. They're never going to make it, right? Like it's putting too much in their body this early, or they've just hit puberty early, whatever, right? There's always some excuse, and they're generally not wrong. Like these kids just hit puberty early and they kind of peak early. But when you're running 11:01, when you're running 51.5 at this age,
it's getting a little out of hand. It's getting a little out of hand now.
Depending on the country,
you're basically elite level.
You're professional. Like if she's running 11:01 in New Zealand, she's on the circuit. Exactly. She's getting free qualification spots to Worlds. Even 51 seconds. New Zealand, we sent 52, 53 second runners for the 400 women's to Worlds. No hate to them. Fantastic for them. But like, if we have these 13-year-old girls, like they're just holding the bag already. They're waiting to receive it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's the same with like Lukenhaus as well. Like, if he never ran faster than 1:42 again, like that's still an elite time.
Yeah,
I mean, Nigel, I think, is a great example. Like, he peaked when he was 18 years old. Yeah, he also got a silver medal and ran 1:41 behind Rudisha. Like, he did okay,
You mean
like,
Amos?
maybe he did live up to the hype in like the trajectory. Yeah, Nigel Amos. Um, like it's really weird when you get some prodigies who are just so good. There's not even a consideration about their future trajectory because it is just where they are now.
Yeah, not every athlete is going to have the same exact progression or development. So I think it's weird to like harp on an athlete or shame them because they just don't follow this perceived trajectory you're supposed to follow. Like an amazing time is an amazing time. Sure, like I don't know. I always feel like it's almost selfish to be like, oh, well, they could have had this career or this career. It's like, well, you don't know what their developmental process was like. You don't know what's going on with their body, or maybe they had like, maybe they're not interested in the sport anymore. Like a thing Mo is like, I don't know. Like, yeah, as a fan, am I disappointed? Of course, with stuff like that sometimes. But I think when you get like angry about it or you start shaming the athlete for it is when it really crosses a line. Like you just become really selfish. Like you're no longer a fan. You're just being a selfish prick. Like in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
I mean, you were saying the like Jumpman that Gout was kind of getting a bit of that flack because I mean, I feel like even when someone runs a crazy time, like that's objectively still a professional level standard, there's still loads of projection about, well, what's he gonna run in the future? You know, like
Oh yeah, like
you were saying, the Gout was struggling with that a lot.
yeah. I mean, literally up until he ran 19.6, you know, how many, like a month ago or whatever, he was getting that flack of like he's not living up to the hype. He's not living up to the hype. He hasn't broken the under 20 record yet. It's like we just needed to wait 2 more months.
Wait, dude.
Like just wait. He's not like
Gout
he's still
washed.
18.
That
was it. They were calling him washed.
He just became an adult, dude. Like these people they put so much fucking pressure on these children, and they just give these like crazy expectations, and it's like, I just don't get it. Like it's like they're trying to be the parent almost. It's weird. It's such a weird mentality. Like there's a difference between encouragement and expectations, like healthy expectations, than just outright wanting things to happen from a kid. Like why? Like, it's just such a weird framing or a weird frame of mind to have. As
That's also why it's. Yeah, no, you go and you.
Like it's just such a weird frame of mind to have, especially from grown people, to have these opinions about literal children. Like just let these kids be fucking kids. Like why are these people so what's the word? I'm trying to like just so aggressive with how like they want these people to succeed. Like yeah, I want them to succeed, but not the degree where I only want to see them do well because it'll be entertaining for me. Like that's where because I genuinely think people want that. They just want to see amazing performances because they get this like
a sick way to put it.
Well, that's how some fans are. They like, I want to see them run this time because you know why they want to see them run that time? Not because they have this like, you know, like, oh, I just want to see them succeed and be happy. No, some fans are genuinely like that selfish and that depraved of performances at times that they just want to see amazing performances back to back to back to back to back. And it's like, it's just, and you know, kids are the foundation of that. So when they see them not live up to those expectations, they get pissed off and they're like, oh, he's washed. He's not like whatever. It's like, dude, he's a child. He's a child. Like, just wait. Just wait a little bit. Like, what is wrong with you?
It's so different. It's so different now to what it was. Like, Bolt had so many years where he just went under the radar and was allowed to develop on his own. And then boom, he came along and smashed world records. Now it's like any fast kid that pops up, you need to run fast week to
they're
week.
all over Twitter, all over Instagram.
I will mention that about Dylan Mitchell. I think, do you guys know Dylan Mitchell?
Yeah. He ran like 10-1 earlier, right?
Yeah, he ran like, I think he might have run a windy 9, I could be wrong, but he's run a lot of 10 flats this year. He is running week to week. He's 16 years old. He's running 10 flat every single week. That kid is like, if he makes it to like 18, 19 and is still running fast, like, that'd be incredible. I reckon he blows up, man. He must have like 8 to 9 races already in his legs this season around 10 flat.
Oh, wow.
And he's 16.
That's crazy. Yeah, best of luck to him. Speaking of sprinting, I am actually really excited about this, assuming everything falls into place. But the Jamaican Trio might be back. We might be back because the 2022 Worlds was the World Championships that really got me back into following professional track, and I loved following the trio of Sharika Jackson, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and of course Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Like, just so fun to follow, all really fun personalities, and I think it's cool that Shelly is announcing a potential comeback. Nothing's like confirmed. It is still speculative, but she has kind of hinted.
So that's what that was.
Yeah, especially with the announcement of Allison Felix coming back. Maybe it was some sort of, like secret collaborative announcement to kind of, dust the legs off a couple more years and see what happens for LA. But and then Elaine Thompson-Herah being healthy again is awesome. Love to hear that. I really would love to see her back running really fast. She definitely has some years in her legs still, but yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know how much you guys have followed the Jamaican Trio, or how big of a fan you are of them. So
honestly, I haven't followed it much at all. I'll let Jumpman take this one.
He knows what we say. He knows what we say. I don't know, I think my opinions are honestly pretty short on it. I mean, Elaine Thompson-Herah coming back, I mean, it's just mad. I'm just excited to see what she can like put out this year. Really, that's it. I think if Melissa Jefferson's running fast, Sha'Carri looked really fast. I mean, yeah, we only saw on the grass. We haven't seen her run a proper 100 yet. She might have run a relay. Might be wrong, but
forget if she pulled.
No, it's really. She did pull out of a race actually. Both her and Coleman that weekend, but no, it's all coming together for them really quick. Sharika Jackson, she ran a 300 this year, and it was kind of meh. Am I right about that as well? I don't know. I'm doing this all off memory.
Yeah, I'll have to look back.
And I don't think Shelly-Ann should come back. As much as it'd be sick to see her run, like, they gotta give it up at some point. Every athlete's turning into like a Gatlin where they want to run themselves into like old age. It's fine to stop. It's also fine to like continue. I don't want to be like, oh, you're gatekeeping these fucking performances, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, is it worth it coming back to run 11 flat a bunch of years and maybe take relay spots away from young athletes too? I don't know. She already kind of retired. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't think that's necessary. I also didn't believe it as well. Like I don't believe the little teaser post. In my opinion.
Well, here's my thing. Do you think Shelly would even come back if she didn't know she could run like 10.9, high 10.8? Because I don't think she would. I feel like she would only come back if she knew she could run like pretty, not killer times, but enough to be a valuable asset on a relay.
Yeah, I hope there is some training evidence behind that and not just some. Because, bro, to be the best, you got to be delusional, right? You gotta think you can come back with a broken leg, So, I mean, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I'm down to see it. I would love to see the trio make like
in Botswana.
Yeah, I would love to see one last comeback. I think their whole saga was just so fun to watch from front to back. Like just the development of all of them. They've all just done so many amazing things. I'm still upset Sharika didn't have the chance to break the world record in the 200. I think if she had one more healthy year, she could have done it. But she just had really bad luck over the last few years. So pretty unfortunate, but nevertheless, I think she's still, in my opinion, the greatest 200-meter runner to ever live, which I think she should, I think she can retire knowing that too, that she was just, such a trailblazer for the event. And then Shelly-Ann, go to the 100, and then Elaine Thompson-Herah. Some people kind of switch between the two.
Fastest woman alive.
I would say fastest woman ever. Fastest woman ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
I think we've all established pretty well by now that the 10.49 is fraudulent AF.
Yeah.
Not because of drugs. No, because
if not only because of the win. That day was so cooked and blowing, and it was even they had a study where they said there's like on like dang near 100% they were.
Yeah, they commissioned the study. I'm pretty sure the IWF commissioned the study. I believe. I'm pretty sure I'm not wrong on that. They just didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. They're scared to remove records. They're really scared to remove records once they like allow it. And if that's their stance, I mean, it's their stance. I think it'll go down eventually anyway. I mean, as all records, I suppose.
Yeah, it's just a bad precedent to set though for records. Like the women's throwing, like
It is.
like knowing that a women's shot put or discus record will never be broken, and I'm saying that with certainty, they will never be broken. Those world records will never be broken because they're literally weighted as higher on the World Athletics point scale than Usain Bolt's sprinting records by like 20 points. And if you don't understand how gargantuan that gap is, then like it's basically like if Bolt ran 9.4. That's how like egregious it is. So yeah, I mean, it is annoying. I've advocated and have told people to bother World Athletics plenty of times, but they do, like, they'll listen to you, they'll respond to you to a certain degree, like they did. Spoilers: I have contacted World Athletics about Kiplimo's like de-ratification that they never formally announced to this day. When I asked them, they cited drafting as a rule, but when you go to their rule book, they don't have drafting anywhere in their rulebook. And the moment you ask them about that and expose them for that, they instantly stop responding to you. The moment you expose them for just being objectively wrong and them citing a bullshit reason that doesn't exist, they're like, "Oh, what are you talking about? You never messaged us. We have no idea what you're talking about." So like, I don't know. I think they just don't want the people to have the power to like have a say in what World Athletics should be doing. Because I don't know. I think they just don't like listening to the fans or like anyone in general when it comes to like changing things because they think they're right about everything. That's my take on it. And that I think I've proven that like single-handedly with the Flojo record thing. You don't think World Athletics has seen my Flojo video that got like 200,000 views and that like dozens of people submitted forms to their World Records department? Who else is submitting forms to their World Records department? Oh, come on now. You think anyone you think they're getting any emails from anyone else in the world besides like me?
You just got lost in all of the traffic there, trust.
Yeah. The dozens of people bothering people about Flojo's record just got lost in traffic. They just didn't see the video at 200,000 views or whatever. They know that what they're doing is wrong. They just don't want to admit it. They don't want to set a precedent that the people have the power and that the people are right. They don't like that. That's my tinfoil
real quick,
hat.
I'm tinfoil. Where are the tinfoil hats? You guys bring yours?
I just got this one.
No, in saying that, what do you think about like they actually just had the discus in Ramona like 3 weeks ago? I'm planning to make a video on it even though I'm 3 weeks late. What do you reckon about the windy throws there as well? Just like, brief opinion.
It's weird. It's like, to put it short, it's weird. Like I get it in a way that it's good for the sport's exposure, but that's like where it stops. I think manufacturing records is a really bizarre concept. It's almost like it's almost like how powerlifters would start utilizing more and more equipment to, well, maybe it's not quite that. That's more akin to like super shoes and like using like technological advancements.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the.
I don't know what this is equivalent to, honestly. This is like its own unique thing, like using.
This is just cheating.
Yeah,
this is just cheating.
Yeah, using the environment.
I guess it's an extreme version of Boston University.
It's like we're gonna use the environment to manufacture records. It's kind of ingenious, really.
Yeah, because they allow it, it's ingenious. But like, I don't know. At the moment, 8 of the 10 furthest throws are now in Ramona, and the meet's only been around for 4 years now, no, 3 years.
Not long.
So, it's just getting worse and worse. I don't know.
It's a weird
good
concept.
Thing.
I don't like it personally.
I don't want to say good thing.
I don't like it personally.
Alec Natura's pick, so he couldn't break the record this year. But
no, I get why it exists.
We were also saying like, me and Jumpman were saying like it's one thing for it to happen, but like in the middle of nowhere as well. Like the fact that Ramona is such a remote meet that no one goes to. Like if it was in I mean, I know it would defeat it wouldn't work if it was in a stadium. But if it was like people were able to watch it happen and you could build up some hype as like the world record meet, you could make an argument. But no, it's just some random field in the middle of nowhere with like a town of 500 people that everyone just goes to.
An hour away from the nearest big city, like
yeah, it really is.
I was saying, like, at least the Boston University track is like a known thing that people can go to and stuff. Like it's not a huge thing, but like it's like
You
In
know,
saying that, they should fly us all out to go watch so they can shake our hands and crush our hands with their gigantic bare arms. Oh, you're Jumpman. You made that video. Come here. Nice to meet you.
you know the BU track is actually not up to standard, like even by I think so. What from what I remember, the World Athletic Standard for indoor tracks, or the recommendation is 10 degrees, and the NCAA standard I think is 17.5 or like 16, but the BU bank angle I think is 18. Like it's over both limits, but yet they just allow it because
Just allow
They
it.
just allow it.
yeah, because why wouldn't they? It's too late now. It's not, you know, like oops. Like I don't know. Like I said,
Yeah.
there's just so many little things that, or just so many records that just feel a little too manufactured, past the point of super shoes, past the point of whatever. Where there's got to be a limit. We can't.
What
Like,
have we done but bash World Athletics this entire time? Like, are we gonna call this
well,
like
such-
fuck World
You'd
Athletics?
think
Like,
that
what are we?
you didn't enjoy the sport.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Honestly, we just are like three
We're just here to
miserable
complain.
bastards.
We're just here to complain.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, we're the voice of the people. A lot of other people are bitching about the same things. Maybe not to the degree we are, but like, I mean, I don't know. That's that.
Still
I think.
enjoy the sport. We promised.
Yeah, I mean, we've said this before. Despite a lot of the flaws the sport has, like we still think it's downright beautiful. But at the executive level, at the corporate level, it's just such a logistical disaster. And I think that's where we just have every right to complain, to be fair. But anyways, listen, we can complain about them all we want. Let's complain about us. Let's talk about how we want to make things a better place. Maybe not me in particular, because I do mainly like historical things and like documentary and stuff. But I mean, what do you got? Like, what do you two plan on doing for the rest of this year? Maybe not even the season, like for the rest of the year, content wise. Like, do you guys have any specific goals? Are there any? Maybe I don't want you guys to like leak any like video ideas, but is there some really cool stuff people can expect to see over the next few months from you?
All 0 ideas I have in my mind. You can go first, Adam.
Well, I wouldn't say like I've got, because I'm trying to stray away from setting goals. Like I want to hit 15,000 subscribers by the end of the year, because it's not really in my control. So I guess, well, basically I just want to upload as consistently as I can, once or twice a week. But well, it's kind of ironic given we've spent the whole podcast bashing the executive and professional level. But I am kind of starting to try and venture out into a more like professional type of scene. Like I've tried to reach out to a bunch of athletes to get an interview on the channel, get some kind of comment. So Sam Ruth, I was able to do stuff with Sam Ruth a little bit, but yeah, so that's kind of my main goal, I guess. I'm not sure how well that's gonna go in terms of, because I don't know how. It's not something that's particularly within my control. And I'm gonna gun for that, and otherwise just try and upload as consistently as possible. In terms of new videos, I mean, I don't know if this is gonna come out before I've released that video, but let me find real quick.
Don't know if this will ever come out with what we've said.
I mean, it's the 800 meter. So I'm gonna do like probably either release or I'm about to release an 800 meter world record video. I'm gonna try and translate this book. This is
Oh.
Jarmila Kratochmalova's world record,
so
autobiography, right? Which I got for like €5. It was like, I think it was like €1.54 off of some Czechoslovakian website.
That's
with
cool.
$3.99 postage, and just got it.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
It's got like a really cool feature. So I haven't given it a proper look yet. It does have her training inside, but it's also got like an index of every single one. I don't know if that really like shows up. I'll put it close to the camera. Of like all of her races.
He lagged out perfectly.
So
Perfect. I could see everything.
because our world
Yeah.
athletics profile is pretty bare, but like this goes back to like 1970s. Did it just go completely? Could you see everything there? Yeah.
Yep, I can. Beautiful.
100%
I can
clear.
make out every character that I can't
I'm
read
sure he'll get a
anyways.
frame.
Glorious.
I'm sure we get a
You
frame
get
where you
the
can see
idea.
Yeah,
something.
I'll try and pause at a certain frame
Yeah.
for it. That's cool though. I love that. That's really.
I'll send some photos and then you can edit it in.
All right, word. Oh yeah, honestly, that would work better. All right,
Right,
Jumpman, take the
and,
stage.
So,
dude, like anything I do, it's very formless. There is no ideas in the back. I mean, I do have off-season ideas as I go, but those are generally like 2-week projects. I make videos based off how hard my heart beats when I watch a performance. If you want my honest opinion, sometimes
Damn.
it takes a little bit. Like with the marathon, I sat there for 2 days after watching it, and I was sitting there like 2 days after. I was like thinking about it, and I watched a little bit, and I was like, this was an absolute monumental moment in history, and I just like laughed at it as it happened with Adam because we're in a call, and then I made the video. So I don't know. The goal is 6 videos per month. I've been doing. I mean, for the people who do watch, I make the This Week in Track, and I try to make like a feature on like a single performance on ones that I just think are really, really cool. But that's how it's going to be. I've started training again. I'll mention that. So I'm going to try revive my training channel where I just mainly, sprinting and high jumping. I'm starting this. This is a little venture, talking on camera, not with a script. Dude, it's tough. I've a lot of thoughts, or maybe I don't have enough thoughts. But no, the content's just as I see it happen during the week, it makes my heart race, and then I make a video on it.
Hell
And
yeah,
that's
dude.
that's what I love the sport.
That's awesome.
It makes my heart
that's
beat.
glorious.
I was gonna say you two, like, I don't know, man. I've said this before, and like I'll even say it here on the pod. Like you guys, I think you two are like the future that I want to personally see for the sport in terms of like coverage and like proper journalism. Because I've kind of said my piece on how I don't really like a lot of the journalism in track and field now. I think it's very messy, not independent. Like it could be either very passive or too sponsored, and that there's just not an incentive to like actually give your real opinion on things. Drew Gooden made a really good video on that I'll send you guys about ESPN and the death of journalism. It's a fantastic video. I would suggest
yeah.
I would suggest
Yeah, I've also
everyone to
watched
watch it. Yeah, it's a very good video. And yeah, I think it's cool that you two are really trying to cover the sport in a way that is much more freeform, much more honest, pretty structured. Like you guys actually have a script you guys want to follow that still allows you to still be expressive at the end of the day, and that your content is like both you guys have been fucking popping off too, which is really cool to see. Like Adam, I've known your channel since a couple hundred subs. I saw your second
You
ever.
were like this in early days.
I commented on your second ever
Yeah,
video. I think
remember that.
either someone sent me it or
It was
it
on
was
the doping one.
yeah, or someone sent me it, or I found it in my recommended, and I was like, whoa, this is a pretty like groundbreaking video for someone who has like only a couple hundred subs. And then Jumpman, I've known about your stuff for a while, but I didn't like really watch it too much just because I don't really follow news channels that much to begin with. But I think structurally, your content is pretty much ahead of almost everyone's too, in terms of like delivering like coherent, not unbiased takes, but like tastefully biased takes if you are going to give them. Like they have a degree of like they feel like they're yourself. Like it doesn't feel like you have to hold back.
Yes,
in any way.
white man 100-meter record. Very tasteful.
But even that phrase alone, like who's even gonna, like what channel is even gonna come out and say that alone?
Oh, dude, I can't
No
believe
one.
the stuff I've said, and like it's been fine.
But people think it's funny, and has a degree of honesty that like you just won't find in track and field media. And I'm not trying to bash, and don't get me wrong, we love a lot of other people in the track and field media space. We really do respect the people that put in the hours, put in the effort to try and make the sport a better place. We're not trying to shame anyone. I'm just saying what I value in coverage and what I think these two fine gentlemen next to me are doing. So, but that's enough glazing from me. In terms of what I'm going to be doing, I just need to upload a video to get some momentum back. It's been a tough year and a half for me. I think like partially mental health wise, partially motivation wise. I am working on a video. I have Premiere still opened. I think you may have been able to see it in my desktop even from some of my screen shares. I am actively working on a video. Expect something within the next 2 weeks. I think I'll have something out, like maybe next next Sunday or Saturday. And then I think once I get that out, I'm going to get the ball rolling again. I think that'll really get me, or that'll get myself some momentum going. And that, you know, hopefully I could just make people happy again. Because that's really just all, that's the reason why I do what I do. Just for people to watch and to be happy watching it. So that is going to wrap up the first episode of this. I don't even know, like, or I don't remember everything we said or how we said it. But I hope you enjoyed it.
I'm very excited to see what this gets cut down to.
I was gonna say,
I'm very excited.
Nevertheless,
We've been recording for an hour and
like an hour and a
45
half or
minutes.
something. Not counting. Like, there's definitely going to be some cuts here and there, mainly just from like shifting between like monitor capture and Discord capture. But again, thank you guys so much for watching this or listening to this. If you're listening to this on a run, I know people like to do that a lot. If you're doing a long run, you know, maybe you're just finishing up right now. But we're going to try and do this relatively often. Again, it's very logistically difficult for us to all to get together at times, but we will try our best.
1:30 a.m. in my car because my girlfriend's sleeping.
Yeah.
I should have probably said that at the start. I feel like I missed saying that. You know?
And like I said, this is going to be...
why are you in your car?
It's going to be pretty messy on the first few goes, and it might just be messy all around. This is meant to be a pretty shoot the shit type of deal. It might be a little reckless on its first couple of goes, but we just want to be honest. We just want to be goofy, and we just want it to be enjoyable at the end of the day too. We just want people to have a good time listening to it. So until then, we will see you guys in the next episode, and yeah, take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later.